Hi, first graders. On Wednesday, we talked about main characters, but today we're going to talk about secondary characters. Remember, characters are the animals, people, or creatures in a fiction story. On Wednesday, we reminded ourselves that main characters are the most important characters in the story. Secondary characters are all the other characters. Secondary characters are not in the story as much as the main character, but they're still important. They're connected to the main character somehow. They could be a family member, a friend, a pet, a teacher, a neighbor. Somehow they have a relationship with the main character. Here are some secondary characters that we know. Mr. Slinger is a secondary character. He's Lily's teacher. Lily is the main character in Lily's purple plastic purse. In Jabari Jumps, Dad is a secondary character. He's Jabari's dad. Jabari is the main character. In The Paper Bag Princess, the dragon is the secondary character. He kidnaps Prince Ronald, who is also a secondary character. Elizabeth is the main character. All these characters aren't on every single page like the main character. They're not who the story is all about, but they play a really important role in the story. Let's think about who are the secondary characters in Olivia. Olivia's mom is a secondary character. She is not on every page, but she is important to Olivia. Olivia's mom helps make sure Olivia does the right thing. She makes sure that Olivia takes a nap, and when Olivia paints all over the walls, she gives her a timeout to make sure she learns not to do that again. Olivia's mom does fun things with Olivia that make the story more interesting. She takes her to the museum to look at paintings, and she teaches her how to build sandcastles. You're going to be filling out this worksheet today. I did this already for Olivia. I'll show you what I did. Your job is to think about 3 secondary characters in your story and the relationship they have to the main character. The first secondary character that I wrote down is Olivia's mom. And I remember we just talked about how Olivia's mom always helps make sure Olivia does the right thing. Ian is another secondary character. He is Olivia's brother, and he annoys Olivia. Edwin is another secondary character. Edwin is Olivia's cat. And I remember in Olivia, she always has to move Edwin around and around, which means he always gets in her way. Those are 3 secondary characters in the book Olivia. They're not the most important characters in the story, but they each have a special connection to Olivia. For your assignment today, you're going to read a fiction book of your choice. You can either read a book from home, on any of our apps, or one of the read-alouds that's posted to Google Classroom. Then you'll complete the secondary characters worksheet for your secondary characters in the story that you read. See you later, first grade!